All right, we're about to do our proposal. Woohoo. And this is bringing together a lot of the stuff that you have already been through. And it's particularly important because this is probably one of the first things that the moderator down at SACE will see. It'll certainly be, the first page anyway. And it's the piece of work where you basically say, yes, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. And you could already have started your research, it doesn't matter. You are just setting your topic in stone, I suppose. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk you through it with the help of this PowerPoint, which will be available to you as well. And I'm just going to point various things out to you. So you'll notice that not everybody's proposal looks the same. I've given you 4 examples. There are more if you want to ask for them. But essentially, they all start with the area of research. There we go, the area of research. And, it's up to you as to how much you write for each particular section. But in the area of research, you basically state what your topic is and any relevant background at all. So in this one, they basically sort of say, I've chosen to investigate this because blah. I mean, they haven't even said a because actually. I've just chosen to research. This is my area. But in the other one, that would be good if I get this right. In the other one, there's a bit more explanation. There's a bit more explanation about things, which is fine, which is good. If that suits your research project, that's fantastic. And then the people move on to background to the choice. And this brings together all the stuff that you've done previously about how you selected your topic, what motivated you to choose it. And the most important thing to do here is to dig deep and make personal connections here. If you've just chosen a topic because you're really interested in it, there's probably only so much you can say about it. However, if you've chosen a topic that's got personal connections for whatever reason, explain as much as you possibly can and go back over some of your early journal entries to really kind of flesh this one out. Now, this next one is particularly important. You have got to write about your planned research processes. So let's have a look at the examples here. And this person has written quite a lot about very specific types of research processes that they want to go through. And she's given all sorts of reasons as to why she wants to do these particular research processes. And she's used a research processes chart to make comments about the sort of thing that she hopes to find, whether she thinks it's going to be reliable, for example, some of the possible problems with some of the sources. This one over here on the right-hand side gets even more specific. And so this person is mentioning, the NASA website. They're considering possible bias. They've actually identified some areas that they're already going to start examining. They're talking about the reliability. They're talking about manageability. They're mentioning the fact that they are going to access the State Library through the database thing that we've got. And if you're interested in this, ask the librarians. Again, talking about reliability and validity. And talking about potential things. 2 potential interviewees located in Melbourne, etc., etc. So this is a particularly good example here, or they both are, of quite a lot of detail in terms of the planning of the research process. And here are some things to really focus you upon what you need to write. So you've done a fair bit on ethical issues, and so you need to have a section on the ethical issues that you're going to face during your research. And this essentially shows your understanding, which is it's very important in research that you understand the ethics involved. And you also need to mention how you plan to resolve and to deal with some of these ethical issues. Some of you won't have many, that's fine. Don't worry if you've only got, oh, well, I just need to make sure that I acknowledge my sources. And that's okay. That's okay, as long as you show your understanding. You also need to mention time management. And you see that both of these examples have got another little title. And, you know, make sure you personalize this. Don't just copy somebody else's work on this. You need to sort of personalize it for you. What are the strategies that you're going to use to keep going with your research project? I mean, don't put down that you're going to go do 6 hours of research project homework per night, because you're probably not going to be able to do that. You also need to just indicate the capabilities that you're going to develop, and just very briefly explain how they're relevant to your topic or question, but don't go into any great detail because you're going to do that somewhere else. And lastly, just again, very briefly, you don't have to go on about this, explain your current thinking, not how your current thinking, explain your current thinking about the presentation of your research outcome. And it doesn't matter if it changes later on, because this is the proposal, and this is the whole purpose of the proposal. It's basically formally stating, this is what I plan to do. And if you're a person into the performance standards, look at the planning performance standards, because this proposal covers all of them basically, and it's quite important. So go to it and ask your teacher for any help that you might need, and this will get drafted formally by your teacher.